Here we are. Hello. It is Spotlight, and Daniel Knight is here. He is in the house, and that is so cool. This is a long story. Well, kind of long, but not long. It's an amazing adventure. What has happened since the very first time that I saw Daniel on a LinkedIn Live, about I don't know, almost 2.5 years ago. That was, and I was like, I want to be a part of what he represents, which is the unicorn universe. And the rest is history. Now, I mean, it's an amazing journey that what happened from that one single LinkedIn live back then that I listened to and I watched. And I was like, there is a connection here. And here we are. And I have my own LinkedIn live show and or live, it's on many platforms, not just LinkedIn, but yeah, and here you are. So Daniel, welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Paula. Thank you so much for inviting me on today. I'm excited for a magical conversation. You definitely summed it up in about as little words as I feel possible. So, uh, such a beautiful day to be here with you. I'm very happy, very grateful. So, thank you.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I know a lot about Unicorn Universe and I know your story, but a lot of people don't know. And I think there are a lot of unicorns out there, right? That don't yet know that there is a whole unicorn universe that exists
This is
that
true.
could be helpful. And tell tell us a little bit about you and you first, you, and then about what is Unicorn Universe. How did that come about?
Well, I appreciate you asking. There's a lot that I could say. Um, I'm really excited about who I am becoming and who I'm really focused on right now more than ever in my life. And to talk about like my past and like how I got here and all that, I'm totally up for it. Always happy to share my story, which is a huge part of all of it, right? But I'm like so much more excited about the future, right? And so I just want to say that. That said, to kind of give you a little bit of understanding about how Unicorn Universe came to be and kind of where I fit in with it. A huge part of my journey in, work and with being an entrepreneur has always kind of been around technology and leveraging partnerships and really just streamlining things to make things work better and to help people tap into different resources and ultimately to provide a better experience for customers, provide a more exciting place to work and do work, and empower people to really tap into their best selves.
Mhm.
That's always been like my favorite thing to do is pull out the greatness from somebody, encourage them to be better, encourage them to be the best version of themselves that they can be. Because I see that in people. I see
Mhm.
the greatest version within people that so many people are hiding behind, and I really love pulling it out of them. And
Mhm.
so, that's one of the things that I love the most about when we created Unicorn Universe was the idea of it being unicorns, right? Unique people and recognizing the uniqueness that's within them and helping them tap into that unique zone of genius, right? And
Mhm.
so we did that. So we created this system that allows people to make connections and get connected to the right people, the right resources, the right solutions that help them become the best version of themselves without needing to do all of the other things that commonly hold us back in business. When we're so
Mhm.
focused on doing everything, it really holds us back from doing what we do the best and almost can sometimes feel like we're doing nothing, right? So
Mhm.
so I don't know. That doesn't really tell you a whole lot about the story behind it, but it was January of 2021 when a group of us came together to figure all of that out.
Mhm.
We wanted to come up with a system for people to create additional streams of income by simply making connections. by saying, hey, I know somebody that can help you with what you need to help you accomplish your goals by working together. And we wanted to do it in a way that connectors, people who like making referrals, who like making introductions, can get compensated for those introductions. And so we figured out how we could make it happen. And thus came Unicorn Universe. And so a lot has happened since then, a lot of changes, but we've always stayed aligned with the mission to foster a community of unicorns creating joy. And that's through connections, that's by implementing the abundance mentality and creating a world of more unity. So those are my three kind of weaved in there.
That's awesome. I love that. I mean, all about the connections and about making sure that people have access to and are able to create multiple income sources and to help others. I mean, that's, I think, one of the greatest parts of connection and connecting is being able to gift a connection to somebody else. Say, hey, I just met someone you really need to meet.
Yes.
And that feels so good. I love that. And but one thing that you just said a little bit earlier was that you really love to see the greatness in others. Now, I know that we've had a few conversations, and there, you have created ways, I believe, to see and recognize that greatness in yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that is so important not to, I mean, both are important. It is also important that there is someone who is able to see the greatness in you, especially in moments when you might not be able to do so. However, equally important it is to be able to recognize and really give credit to the greatness in yourself, that you don't need another person 100% of the time, all the time, to tell you how good you are. And I think that from our conversations in the car as we were going to a church, you shared these images and these visions about you at a certain point of time in the future. And
Yeah.
that reminded me right now when you said see the greatness in others is how you have been able to see the greatness in you. Can you share a little bit about how you've went through this process of seeing the greatness in you so that you can create this future version?
Man, you know, I've kind of always, like, for a long time known that I was capable of achieving a lot of really great things. There have definitely been plenty of points where I've doubted myself or, second guessed it, but I've always just known that if I believe in myself and can actually put together the path to get to where I'm trying to be, that it's possible, it's doable. And you look at other people who have come from nothing and made something out of themselves, and it's just, again, as long as you believe it, it's possible. And there are
Mhm.
other people who have done it that have really helped encourage that as a possibility. And so, the some of the things you're talking about around having like images, quite literally, like using chat gpt to create future self images of myself. I probably went through 10 different versions before I got to the one or the two that I showed you. And a lot of that comes from just being dedicated to that future self, right? And so there are little steps that we got to take in order to make those things happen, and then consistently take the steps to move us forward to the next level, right? And
Mhm.
so, yeah, so I feel like that's a super important part of it. And really just believing in yourself. Like, at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. We are capable of anything, but if we don't believe in ourselves, they're just pipe dreams.
Mhm.
And that's where we can get lost. And then to take it one step further, it's one thing to believe in yourself, but it's another thing to do something about it. So many people have these dreams and have these ideas of what their life could be, yet they're still slacking off at work, or they're not willing to take the leap of faith that takes them over the edge that you can't come back from. That's
Mhm.
always been like the main thing in any business that I've done is what's the decision you can make that becomes the catalyst that you can't come back from, that you just have to go. You take the leap of faith and you just go and you run with it. And so that's definitely been one of the most impactful things that I'd say is, believing in yourself, but then taking action and figuring out what that single step is that you can't turn back from. Because then once you do
Mhm.
that, then you just keep doing that until it happens.
Exactly. That's awesome. How do you think that that is now, projected into the unicorn universe as it is right now and in your in your vision for what it will be in the future?
Well, I've really been turning up the focus on results and on people that take action. And a lot of what I'm talking about, I feel like, wasn't enough of the focus before. And so have really changed the dynamic in a way to be more focused on that. Because it's one thing to, like I said, to believe in your dreams and think that they're possible. But again, if we're not taking action, then we're just wasting our time, likely wasting other people's time, and it more so means that you're probably not tapped into a vision that's actually exciting enough for you. And so
Mhm.
how I see it going forward is more of what we're talking about, more focus on becoming our future selves, more focus on providing as much value as I can into the community platform and tools and resources. And I'm so excited about everything that has been put together today and yesterday and this whole week, and just pumped about it because somebody that I know encouraged that we create more value in the community platform. They signed up and they were like, this is awesome. I'm so excited to tap in everything. And as they got in there, they were like, there could be more in here. Like, what's going on? So I was like, man, you're totally right. Totally right. I'm going to start doing it. And I love it. And I'm having so much fun pouring my knowledge and expertise into other businesses, other unicorns, figuring out where people are at and what they need next to help make that happen. So we've
Mhm.
built courses and created Unicorn University around exactly that, taking people from step A to B to C to Z as we continue to build into that platform. And a lot of it at this point has been my areas of expertise, largely utilizing systems, creating offers, landing pages, overall business structure that I've actually had a lot of experience with over the years, and at some major corporation that I'm just really excited to continue to develop and pour into. And it's all good stuff. We put our own unicorn spin on things like Alex Hormozzi's $100 million offers, made it $100 million unicorn offer, and
Mhm.
which I feel like is more like a $200 million offer because of the leverage, and it's just extra magical, right? So a lot to it, but that's really where I see things going. I see Unicorn Universe being a booming, thriving ecosystem that has a community of people who are working together, collaborating, making connections for each other, getting consistent streams of income because of these referrals and the connections that they're bringing to us. And then when those people come in, they get what they are expecting. That's always been the game plan, is that people can get connected to quality services that we know, like, and trust will deliver on what they expect. So
Mhm.
on that side, we're just going to keep on growing, and it's going to be a force that nobody can avoid. And if you're not in it, then it's probably a lack of alignment with the values, and that there's some deeper work that needs to be done before you get in it, because
Mhm.
that's what it starts with, is having people that are aligned with those values. I mentioned unity, abundance, joy. It's reciprocation, collaboration, being good natured,
Mhm.
wanting to make a positive difference in other people's lives, whether that's through your own cause or supporting a cause, or simply just a quality company culture that people want to be a part of. It's all
Mhm.
part of the unicorn DNA. And just one last part with,
Mhm.
kind of where I see it going is Unicon. Unicon
Mhm.
being the best freaking event that you could ever imagine, and so magical and powerful, not just because it's a business convention where you can network and connect with vendors and other amazing people, and learn from speakers and workshops, which is
Mhm.
all part of it, but that it's fun and that it's magical and that it's highly leveraged with connectors there making connections for people, with
Mhm.
you having the opportunity to create additional streams of income for the vendors that are there or for yourself by leveraging the vendors that are there. And that it's a production. It's not just speakers and workshops and talking heads and connections, but
Mhm.
it's an experience. It's a weekend experience that is fun, that is energizing, that is relaxing, that is highly connected, and that changes people's lives for the better
Mhm.
and connects them with the best people, golden connections. So that's that's really where I see things going. That's where they're going. That's where
Mhm.
it'll be, and that's what it's going to be this year. But it's just going to get better and better and better every single year as we continue to focus on it, collaborate with other partners, and make magic between other people.
Exactly. I mean, you mentioned a couple of things. I mean, there is the community, the Unicorn Universe, where we meet. Well, now it's more than once a week. I mean, there are more opportunities, but there's one main event per week
Yeah,
that is on Fridays, and that is just. I mean, I have to say, it's a magical 2 hours.
yeah,
It really is. I mean, the kind of energy that you feel even through a Zoom screen is
right.
amazing. And it is unlike any other networking group or connections or whatever other group that there is. And I have to say that even, I mean, I am here to talk about Unicorn News because I love everything about it. I love you and everyone that's associated with it. And I think that is just, it's magical, first of all. And I think that everybody who, like you said, fits in and kind of lives with the same kind of values or honors the values of the unicorn DNA, which is what you just mentioned earlier, should really just come and see it, experience it themselves, because it doesn't matter what words I say, it will not be like the experience itself.
Totally. I agree with that and appreciate that.
Yeah, and then the other one is the Unicorn, the actual live event,
Yeah.
which is happening in October in
Yes.
Arizona, so in Phoenix.
Yep.
And this time, because you were so grateful to, I'm grateful to you for being so early with the dates and everything, that actually I get to come and experience that for the first time.
Yes.
But even before that existed, that is the Unicorn Universe was the reason why I even traveled to Arizona for the very first time.
That's so great. I love that. And yeah, I'm really excited that we have the dates out there: October 10th, 11th, and 12th, Unicon 3, and
Hmm.
I'm gonna plug uniconevent.com. That's where you can go to register and get tickets. It'll take you to the Eventbrite, but there's also sponsorships and vendor passes and all that too. But yeah, no Unicon, no R,
Oh,
uniconevent.com.
I have to correct that. Unicorn.
And then if people want to come to the Friday Connection event, that one is unicornconnectionevent.com. Try to make it super simple for people. But, there's a big difference between unicorn and unicorn. It's literally, we ripped the R out of there.
Exactly. So
Uh,
that's the event.
yes. Yep. And our connection event we do every Friday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time. It's pretty easy going. I wanted to design it in a way that people can come and go as they need to, just like you would a regular networking event. It's definitely not like a regular networking event, but it's a place where you can get connected to really magical people. And I'm so excited about tomorrow because I've been putting some extra effort into making sure we have people there. So if you feel like registering, tell a friend, bring a friend or three, see you there. Shout out to Dave with Wicked Awesome, which,
Exactly.
is also
Yeah.
something that we could tap into and talk about just how awesome it is that you literally saw this opportunity when you came out here and met Dave at his Wicked Awesome events. And you were like, this is wicked awesome. I want to do this in Switzerland. And sure enough, you did. And now you've done what? Three Wicked
Yeah.
Awesome events? That's
On
so
April 30th is the fourth one, and I'm already like, the May one is already, I already know where I'm going to do that, and the June one is going to be awesome because Art Basel is happening here in Basel.
yeah.
I'm like, I'm all on fire.
I love that. That's so awesome. And Wicked Awesome Happy Hour in Arizona is next week at Singing Pandas. So be there, 6 to 9 p. I'm using
Exactly.
Dave lingo now.
And George just said, sounds like great events. And yes, George, they are, all of them. I don't know, George, where you are in the world, but I'm in Basel, Switzerland. So if you are anywhere on this continent, you should come to the Wicked Awesome Happy Hour on April 30th. Or if you're on North American continent, you have to hop over to Arizona and do the same thing, but
Totally.
a
And
little
if you're
earlier, so
anywhere
next
in the
week.
world, oh, sorry. If you're anywhere in the world, you should come to the unicornconnectionevent.com.
Yeah, I'll put that up there as well. Unicorn.
If you're on mobile, it might not load. I hate to say that, but I've been fighting with that. It'll work on desktop. So unicornconnectionevent.com. You could also go to my profile on LinkedIn and click on the
Mhm.
link, and that'll take you to more info about Unicorn Universe, and you'll see the button to register for the connection events there. So
Exactly. And that's where that's happening tomorrow, Friday. So every Friday, actually,
yep,
regardless of when you're watching this, it's on every Friday, and it Pacific time it's 9 to 11.
yes,
So my time, Central European time, it's 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. So pick any
and,
time zone
and
that you want.
yeah, exactly. And if you're in the middle of Syria and you got to get up at 2 a.m. to jump on there, or take a nap and wake back up at midnight, I think that's more
Hmm.
aligned with the time. Then you can be there with Celine or some of the other people that are all over the world. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm really excited to start building internationally and actually really want your help with that, Paula.
Hmm.
So definitely excited to do that, and like you said, create more events, right? We also have partnered with this AI space mastermind that is a good place for people to learn about AI, and
Hmm.
we've added that to our community platform where people have access to that free event. You got to be in the unicorn community to be able to see it, but once you are, then you've got access to that. And we're going to be adding another one on Thursdays, hopefully by next week, that will help people get connected to the H7 networks. And
Awesome.
yeah, which is, they've got this guy, Clay Hicks, super awesome dude. He's been running H7 networks for, I think Oz said like 17 or 18 years or something. And they've got a couple thousand members. So I'm really excited about
Mhm.
that partnership and to create more opportunities for both communities between our groups. And
Exactly.
so doing more things like that and just continuing to focus on uniting with other communities because that's what it's all about. I know that we are stronger when we leverage each other's circles and
Mhm.
that we're much better when we do that, operating from a place of abundance versus trying to compete and worry that somebody's going to take a member and lose a member. I'm more interested in what the member needs. And if somebody needs a connection to another group, whether it's super niched or just a bigger group with more events like H7, go for it. And if that means you got to cancel your unicorn membership, I'm here to support people and we'll
Mhm.
figure something out to make it happen because I want to support our members with so much value, so many resources and connections that, it just it isn't even a factor, right? And it's an ecosystem. So
Mhm.
people who are part of it should be able to earn some extra income by referring people, and not just to Unicorn, but to other members through the partnerships that we establish. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I know we could keep on going for a longer time. We're now at 25 minutes already, and it's been so good. I mean, this is like I told you, I think it was yesterday or the day before. This is like a full circle now.
Yeah.
Started with one LinkedIn live where I saw you, and I was like, I'm in, and here we are, a couple years later, and we're on the same show talking, and so much has happened in between. And I'm so grateful to you, Daniel, and I'm so grateful to Unicorn Universe and all that you represent, because that's just wicked awesome, I have to say.
Shit, yeah.
There we go. So
And I'm
thank you
grateful
so
to you
much.
too, Paula. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me on and for being part of it and supporting us and inviting people to our events. You know, it wouldn't be what it is today without you and without other people like you who believe in us, right? Because, like you said, we got to believe in ourselves, but it's also important to believe in other people. And so I appreciate you for doing that with us.
Yeah. Thank you. And here we are at the end of this show, and next week we're back for the with another guest. And please leave comments and everything on any of the platforms, and we'll be there and we'll see them and get back to you. Thank you so much, at least George. There's been anything up to quite a few people who've been here on and off. I don't know exactly the numbers because it's on so many platforms at the same time. But yes, here we are, and I'll see you very soon. I'll see you tomorrow, Daniel.
Yes.